Hello everybody, welcome in stream today. Happy Tuesday. Crucial Blue, Chipper Phoenix, Tuvon, welcome in. work. Is that the orcs from Warcraft? Isn't that what they say? Quoting Warcraft at me. Frankie Fingers, good morning. Hope you guys are having a great week so far. I am ready to jump in and paint a very large mini. You guys have to understand some things at first. Jaded Valkyrie, welcome in. I have a different camera lens on my camera, so we're gonna try this. My regular camera lens is a very nice camera lens. It's a mediocre camera lens. It's very nice for what we do, but it doesn't zoom out far enough. And provided you guys don't just want to stare at one of the wings of this model, I figured I would change the lens out. So I have a more wide angle lens, and I don't know, the perspective might be a little distorted. I don't know, it's like a fisheye lens, so I don't think it's too bad. But yeah, we can get this going. So here we go. This is a Storm Eagle. Weirdly out of focus too. Yeah, this lens won't focus quite as well. Or that we'll try to keep it somewhat in focus, but there's a Storm Eagle that I have to paint. And this is going to be for my 1000 Suns. So, good old 1000 Suns Storm Eagle. But yeah, we're just going to get right into it. It's already red. One significant thing about this mini is this mini is not painted using my typical clear red paint. I actually switched over to using the Vallejo True Metallic Metal. So, forgot they were red at one point. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Mydro? What's going on? So, yeah, I base coated it with this True Metallic Metal, and then I did put a coat of clear red, but it's actually Angron red, the GW clear red paint, and I just airbrushed a thin coat of it over the rest of the mini. So what I should be able to do is it should take a lot less time to paint, or at least to base coat, and it should not reactivate as I paint the mini. So I haven't varnished this mini either, which is one of the reasons why I'm wearing a glove to hold the mini. But it looks like some element from something. I don't know what that's from. But, So yeah, I don't wanna start like getting my fingers stuck to it or whatever, but we're just gonna go ahead and start painting. And this might just be our project for the week. I feel like it's gonna take a while, but we're gonna try to paint this whole thing, and it just barely doesn't fit in camera, but it's good enough. Yeah, how you doing, Mydro? How you doing? We're gonna start with silver. I also have weapons, and I have magnetized weapons. Frankie, this is a print. Yes. Don't tell anybody important, but yeah. We just have some steel, Procryl steel. Something else that's really nice about this new red, with my previous clear red colors, if I made a mistake, it'd be very difficult to correct, to touch up. But with, I think this whole thing is filters. This whole like frame here. This color scheme is, or this new red is simple enough to reapply, and reapplies in good coats that I can just take a minute or a couple minutes and you know, do touch-ups on the actual red, which is not something I was able to easily do before. So I'm really excited about that, and this is like the true test of this color scheme. Yeah, I printed this mini a couple months ago. Kind of messing around. I hadn't printed anything in a while. I was like, you know what? It's like I wanna actually get something going. I was printing it one day. I was using the print cam. It's probably one of the first uses of the print cam. I was printing this mini. Other vents here. How's everybody doing? It's a super smooth print. Yeah, it turned out really well. Yeah. I am very, very pleased with the print overall. Easy to assemble. I spent an evening assembling everything. It was about $12 to $15 in resin. It's mostly hollow. So, and it like hollowed in the right places too, which was really nice. It wasn't like it wasn't some like weird exercise trying to hollow this mini. Like it came well constructed, and you know, the person who created this knew what they were doing. But yeah, exciting times. Did you guys happen to see the announcement yesterday from yours truly, Discord? I don't know if you guys are following that sort of stuff, but I did officially show my face on camera. Wait for the wind. Oh wait, yeah, so there's weapons. Those are all the I have magnets in there, so those aren't ready yet. They are primed. They're base coated silver and everything. So I'll eventually get to painting them as we go, but we don't need to paint them silver because they're already painted silver. There's things here. Lots of different engine pieces that... some bronze. So like this part of the Mini, some of these kind of rear fins are going to be bronze, and then we have some little like booster pieces. The around these are going to be bronze, and also on the wings here. So a lot of bronze. Thank you. Jaded, yeah. Yep. I told you guys it had to be done. But yeah, I just did a quick little tour of the war room there. It's a small room, but it should do the job. I can maybe hold on, I can maybe show you guys what the camera will look like. You guys want to see that? It'll take me just a minute, but I can get it going from here. My weeks of struggling in labor. Another thing, I don't think I mentioned this yet this morning, but this Mini I'm painting, I think might be the largest Mini I've ever painted. I don't think I've painted anything quite this big. I think it has more surface area than the Fellblade. 1 second. All right, let me see if I can do this. Let's switch over and let's see if I can't activate that camera. Right. Hey, there we go. A little air purifier. I can narrow down the camera. It's a little like fish-eyed if you see there, it like bows out a bit. I can keep it like this, but I can also zoom it in a bit. And what you see there is the table itself is a 4-foot by 6-foot table, and the board there, the gray board on the inside, that's a 40K size board. So that's what that is. Hey, big hairy GM, what's up? How you doing? Just showing off stuff. So this is the other room that I am that I have on camera right now. It's also a 3D print room, and I have an air purifier. I actually have the window open and stuff. But I got lights on. That's what the print cam comes from and everything. I won't be running 3D prints while I'm playing games, because I don't need those kind of fumes. So, yeah. So, there's the... that's the start of our tabletop gaming there. Okay. Back at it. Alright, so the difference between a Storm Eagle and a Thunderhawk. A Storm Eagle is much smaller. So a Thunderhawk is big. Very big. A Storm Eagle, if I'm not mistaken, if you guys are familiar with the Space Marine model called the Storm Raven. Anybody know that one? You know, the ugly plastic brick. Just a 40K board being so squished. Yeah. I have that 40K board. I don't know how often I'll play 40K, but you know, that board is there. It's there. Think about hobbying at work. Yeah. Me too, man. Me too. I get it though. I remember that was like, I had some of the most productive like daydreaming about hobbying and list building and stuff while I was like bored at work. So okay, are we back? Am I just at a point where I'm disconnecting now? Is that how this day is gonna go? Can you guys hear me? Sorry about that, guys. Sorry. Yeah, a Thunderhawk carries like 30 to 50 Marines that can carry dreadnoughts, and is more of like a I don't want to say like a strategic asset, but it definitely is a much more heavy carrier with much bigger weapons. Where the Storm Eagle is like a very tactical kind of thing, where, you know, it drops in like a squad plus, you know, maybe some leadership elements, and then does some like fire support afterwards. But it doesn't carry like a Titan level weapon on it like a Thunderhawk does. I did show off that Central is printing me, or has printed the majority of a Thunderhawk mini for me, and so I might be painting a Thunderhawk sometime in the near future. We'll see. That's going to take some work though to get that thing together. It's giant. Wasn't sure. Tasting 2, they fly you out in a ship. Yeah, it's a Thunderhawk. Yeah, yep. Yeah, so the Storm Eagle is in lore. Storm Eagles were around during the Great Crusade and Heresy, but not so much in modern 40k. So I think Thunderhawks are easier to build, are more efficient to build, and so they stuck around. It's kind of like one of those like ancient technology things that, right, they were like high point of the Imperium with their technological scale and production, and so they were making things like Storm Eagles and Fire Raptors and stuff like that, but they don't do that anymore in the 41st millennium. And more reason for it all just I mean, it is all just marketing antics, but yeah, yeah, because the Horus Heresy is in a period, it's the height of the Imperium. Like, the Imperium was never stronger and never controlled more of the galaxy and was never more unified and everything, at that, like, moments before Horus's actual betrayal. And from then on, it's just like stagnation and losing everything. So you probably could say that maybe the Forge Worlds that made Storm Eagles, maybe they were destroyed during the Heresy, and, you know, the STCs were lost, or though the particular Mechanicum Forge Worlds that built these like joined the traders, and then maybe they just built other things and decided it wasn't worth, you know, making that. Yeah, Horus really does ruin everything. Yeah, got an idea for guard army? I don't know what to do regarding tanks. What's your idea, dude? I love the Imperial Guards, so I need to hear the idea. Sin City style. So like all black and white with like red accents? Is that what you're talking about? What you consider, yeah. Huh, Lord Virus of Nurgle is a heretic. Wouldn't have considered that. Yeah, okay, okay. That's a cool idea. Yeah, I'd be curious to see how you do it. In a couple test minis. Yeah, I don't know what you would do with the tanks. You'd have to do something similar. Rotting corpse, yeah. Yeah, I feel like Blood Angels maybe have a bit more personal vendetta against Horus. Okay. Making our way here. Let's work on these engines. Said we'll get some bronze. A little bit. Other metallic pieces and the painted bronze. Yeah, the tank's probably the difficult thing, but I guess it's just about mimic the style. I mean, I'm not even quite sure how you would approach that with infantry as far as painting goes. So I bet though, once you paint some of the infantry, I bet it'll kind of come together. You'll kind of get some ideas on what to do with tanks. Because I think that's more of like a technique question, not like specifically like color distribution and everything. And so practicing the technique will give you an idea on how to paint those vehicles. Okay. Come back with a second coat here. In a little bit. I'll get the phosphex. I have only used phosphex once in 3rd edition Heresy. It's disgusting. Another fun random thing is, yeah, the Dreadwing, yeah, is there's an air show happening near me, somewhat near me, this weekend. And we might have moments where I think Thursday they might just be out practicing and everything, but we might be hearing them, hearing lots of jets flying overhead, which will be fun. Well, Lord Virus, I'm curious your opinion of Mortarion. Because everything I've ever read about Mortarion is the dude is the ultimate chump. Might spend all day just painting a couple colors on this. Here with most of the lore in general, that's fine. Mortarion story time? I mean, he's just like... he's like the most unlikable character. He's always upset and grumpy with everybody. Even his own Legion doesn't really like him. Lorgar exists. I mean, yeah, people don't like Lorgar, but worse than Perturabo? Yes. Yes. You know, Perturabo gets memed on, but even he has some, like, emotional intelligence. And he ends up being really good friends with Magnus. Some silver there. Killed a tenth of them. Yeah. Yeah, no, Mortarion is awful. He just, like, every time you see him, he's just, like, whining about something, and everybody's like, oh, great. Mortarion's here. Just what we wanted. I mean, all the Primarchs are pretty horrible, honestly. Like, they're warlords for a galaxy-wide fascist regime. I don't think there's gonna be, like... you know, oh, you're such a great person, you know, when you have people that are literally born to believe they're gods. So it's like, yeah, I mean, it looks like some of the customers used to deal with the subway too. Dang. Get along with did Mortarion get along with Corax? I doubt that. I don't know of anyone that Mortarion got along with. Probably, yeah. Hey, Starlit, what's going on? What you doing? Okay. Got silver on that in here. Trying to be gentle, but this is also a good test of the durability of this paint. You got along with Kurz? Okay, well, I think that says enough. What would those two talk about? Time's taking to 11th edition. That's right. Yeah, that's this weekend. How you doing, Blue? When you guys got your Armageddon set pre-ordered and ready? You just trauma dumping between Mortarion and yeah, and Kurz. Or just like laughing at other people's misfortune, like, yeah, I could see that. They're that kind of. Painting metallics on a Storm Eagle today. Dark Angels themed bits, and I think I have scripted up shoulder pads with logos. Oh, cool, for your Armageddon set. Very nice. Expandable. Why they didn't invite? Yeah, yeah. Lots of Procryl steel. I think we may have one for you on release, so maybe? Okay. Oh, that's nice. Alright. I didn't grab one, so... Not this time. The spoilers from Armageddon box. I don't feel Dark Angels to me. I assume Dark Angels use kind of everybody, right? They seem like a relatively codex compliant chapter. But yeah, if you want to focus more on like plasma stuff. Marines, unpainted Marines. The orcs will suit me. Yeah, yeah. Did it just for that reason. What were you guys gonna play on stream?
First of all, let me take
Hey, Rodri, welcome in.
Me back into your home.
And thank you so much for the follow. How are you doing this morning? Man. Slowly working on my base colors here. Oh, and Destiny 2. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Is that game actually, is it shutting down, or are they just not putting out any more updates anymore? You probably have to manage servers, so I assume they're just shutting it down after a while, right? All the servers are staying. Oh, okay. Oh, well, that's good at least. You think Sony would get raised if it got completely shut down? No, man, it happens. Rodri, how are you doing? Welcome in. You in the hobby? Tell me all the things. I showed this just a little bit ago, but do you guys want to see the see what the game room looks like, or how to look on camera? It's simple, but I can switch over real quick and I'll show you guys. Yeah, all right. Right. Fourth war from Armageddon worthy of the name. So the numbers for the third and... Well, I think this is the fourth war for Armageddon, right? But they're calling it the third because Imperial records state that the demon invasion that was the first war for Armageddon never happened. Nice little space. Yeah, thanks, Frankie. Yep. Hold on, yeah, I'll show you guys. So I switch over here. I'll turn the camera on. I don't like to keep it on all the time, but there we go. I also have a microphone in that room that will be switched. That I can just switch over to. But I can zoom in. I can. If you notice, the table is a little kind of like bowed out, and that's just the lens, the angle of the lens. If I cut the angle down, it zooms the camera in more, which was like one of my big like hiccups going on. So this is like the 10th war for Olinar Armageddon, basically. Yeah, but maybe we'll just keep the carpet in the shot and not worry about it. But it's you know, it autofocus is really nice. It's it looks good. The lighting is great in my opinion. Like I'm really impressed. And this is a webcam that I'm using. It's a Logitech Brio, and it's fantastic. Honestly, it's a great camera. Yep. And that's a 40K board on my 4x6 foot tabletopper there. So that's what you're looking at in frame. The kind of stone texture that is that's a 44 by 60 inch board right there. So that's the scale of a 40K board that you guys would be seeing. So, and I can zoom this camera in, and you know, that's as far out as it zooms. But yeah, you guys want to come and play some games. So that's it. And like the announcement said, test stream is Friday, and it's going to be Patreon. Every gamer needs a sword. Yeah. Okay, that's the sword. If you guys, I called it my trophy sword. That's the sword. That's Glamdring. That's Gandalf's sword. I won that at that Middle Earth tournament I went to a couple years ago. And That was the prize for winning that tournament, and that was the tournament I just kind of showed up with like a meme list and then just won. So it's hanging up in the room. So yeah, if you go to Discord, guys, and YouTube videos, I put up an announcement yesterday, and it is the it's my face reveal / room tour, quick room tour. It's just a little 2-minute janky video I filmed on my phone, but yeah, that's it. You guys know, you know what I look like now. It's terrible. Yeah, how you doing too, Vaughn? Welcome back, right? You were here a little bit ago, right? Quoting Warcraft at me. Face reveal. Yeah. What's up, Joe from Minnesota? How you doing? I used to be really self-conscious about just like streaming in general, just like being on video and everything, and I'm not really anymore. Like I'm cool with it. It doesn't really matter, whatever. But I am still very self-conscious about showing my face on streams. I was super nervous about that. Yep, I'm a Myar. Yeah, that's right. You're like Wilson from Home Improvement. I know, I was for years. For years too, Vaughn. My thought was, with doing these tabletop game streams, I know it's like top-down view, but I'm sure my head will make it into the camera and people will see my face and everything, so I figured I might as well just be like, hey, here I am, hi. And so it's, it's on my terms, the revealing of the face. Yep. Although if I pass on the street, exactly. Yeah. Yep. Weird. I look like 15 years younger. Yeah. Same here. Yep. I started growing a beard around COVID and never really went back. I think I've shaved it like 2 or 3 times since then. And the longest time my wife hated my beard, but now she doesn't like it when I'm clean shaven, so it's the fashion of the day. As long as we keep hello everybody, yeah, that'll stick around. Yeah. Under the weather today, so you're building Drazar, Lady Mouse, and Arcanine. Oh, nice, getting the Dark Eldar going. Wait, what? Answer the hair question. That's the way of the beard. What hair question? What question? Yeah, so first stream is on Friday, and I'm streaming directly to Patreon. So, yeah, just ask if Patreon members can show up and give us some feedback on how things look and sound, and we're gonna play a small game of Horus Heresy, just to try to get the feel for it. Oh, is TPD balding or not? I am absolutely not balding, dude. No, I'm not even like denial about it either. Like, my genetics are like both my grandfathers died with a full head of hair in their 90s. So yeah. I told you I have superior genetics. I'm immune to COVID. And yeah, immune to poison ivy, so I can't get poison ivy. Never had braces. No one in my family's ever had braces, I don't think. Yeah, hairline review. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's the real purpose of this stream. You guys can truly see if I'm being honest or not. This will prove whether or not you can ever trust TPD again. I'm just gonna show up with a ball cap on. If anyone's selected for the Astartes program, it'll be yep, exactly. So both my wife has had COVID like 3 or 4 times. My son's had it a couple times, but he was very much like he was sick for an afternoon and then was good, even though he tested positive. I've been around them. I never quarantined myself around them. I just kind of was like, well, they're getting it, I'm gonna get it, you know. And so I'd kind of take care of them and stuff when they were sick. And I have never tested positive for COVID. Never had any symptoms or anything. My brother is, who you guys might meet on stream. He might come and stream with me one of these days. He's an EMT, and we would, he actually would transport early, like, COVID patients when the whole thing was starting. And he didn't get COVID for, like, 2 years. Which is crazy. The fact he was around this for 2 years and never got it. And then he finally got it, and I was, you know, saying that his genetics were weak. His line is weak, and you know, he's not a pure blood. Recently turned 47. Lucky to have most of my hair. Saw some high school friends. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah, and I might, you know, I'm in my 30s. I might have gray hair, but it's hard to tell because I have, like, the beard of many colors. So I have blonde hair, but, like, all my beard hair is different color. And, like, I honestly can't tell if I have gray hair in my beard or not. Right, when I get some new tests, yeah, if I never tested positive for it, no, never did. Never had symptoms or anything either, so. It's the stark white hair that you'll notice, yeah. Sure, it'll come. All right, you guys want to hear a crazy story about my morning this morning?
Look at me!
How paranoid I was. Oh, Blue. All right. Let's look at your mini first. I'll tell you guys the story. Let's see, guys. Go look at Blue's minis. What server got hacked? Oh my goodness, man! These servers keep getting bots. All right, not mine though. No. Oh, it's the Armiger. Dude, the like khaki cream color and the turquoise is such a good combo. I love it. Yeah, you spent like all night painting some of these details, didn't you? Looks really good though. Rastius, good morning. How are you doing? Yeah, solid looking. Yeah, and your midline turned out perfect. Oh, it's the jade. That's right. That is jade, isn't it? Yeah. You're just using cheater colors. That's what you're doing, dude. That's what you're doing. You masked it. Hey, no, it's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Did a whiskey bottle desktop mat? I think it might be. Okay, so another server get hacked? Oh my goodness. Oh, these servers just getting hacked like crazy. Guys, do not open up messages or respond to people who are DMing you that you do not know. There are literally 2 servers that I'm involved in that just got attacked by a bot. Go for a big cold brew. Ooh, nice. Enable two-factor identification. Yeah, two-factor authentication. Yeah, do all that. Yeah, do the proper things, guys. Don't get hacked. There's a server that I'm in. They made a he calls it a honeypot channel on his server, and it's just an empty server that if something comments on there, it gets banned. And so he told people, like, do not comment on this channel unless you want banned. And so it's at the top of his server. So it's the first thing a bot comments on and immediately gets banned. I think that's pretty neat, and I might actually do. See your Discord? What about, okay, what am I looking for? Hold on. Oh, yeah. Okay, Crastius, you're Zombie Bunny. Yeah, you got your Armageddon set. That's insane. Yeah, early. Look at this, Mr. Content Creator attitude here. I love it, man. Congrats. Okay. Sorry, Crasties. I forgot who you were. I didn't recognize the name there for a few minutes. And you put ZBC. That makes sense now. It's all coming together. All right, I got a story to tell you guys. So, woke up this morning. Just chilling. I'm eating breakfast, and I look down, and on my arm, like on my forearm, there is like a spot on my arm, like a kind of deeper in color, like purplish kind of spot. I like rub at it, it doesn't do anything. When I rub at it, I like push on it, doesn't like change color or anything, and I'm like, what in the world is this? Like random spots on my skin. I'm not okay with this. So I was kind of like freaking, like it wouldn't just like come off, right? And so it was like part of my skin, like almost like a bruise, but it's like not a spot where like you would just like bruise. And I was like, oh no, like is something serious? Like is this like, is it the beginning of the end? Like I didn't know, but I was kind of freaking out. I was reading stuff online about like what it could be, you know, and like trying to figure it out. Well, I get in the shower, and like right after I get in the shower, I looked at my arm and the spot's gone. And I was like, well, what happened? And then I realized what I think what it was. And this was kind of a dumb me moment, but I think what that spot was some resin that must have splashed on me without me knowing when I was like, I don't know, wrestling with supports on a mini or something. And yeah, I think it just sat there. I never saw it and never like bothered to try to clean it off. And so I woke up the next morning and it had like, I don't know, like necessarily stained my arm or something, but yeah. So I'm thinking I have like leukemia or something, and then it turns out it was just, I mean, it's not good to have resin sitting on you, but better than the alternative. New push fits are really nice. Nice. OGS. New to me keeps getting a Discord spammed. I wonder if the invite links are getting out. Yeah, maybe. That's crazy. Armageddon box this morning when I woke up. FedEx delivered to you in the morning? That's probably the craziest thing to me, is the fact that it would actually get something to somebody in the morning. Yeah. I'm actually not getting a copy of the Armageddon set. But that's alright. Using my funds on other things. I'm sure I'll eventually play some 11th edition, but it's so far in the back of my mind at this point. But I'm excited. I hope it's good. I hope everything is set. I'm glad GW's getting ahead of the curve on some of the discussion topics that will certainly be coming up over the next few weeks. Like X is broken, GW's never going to fix it kind of things. Takes you back to 2nd edition. Yeah, old Armageddon set. Other games mostly died down. Yeah, there's definitely like an ebb and flow, right? Especially with the games that aren't like 40k. 40k is kind of just like a constant. But I think I've learned that 40k you don't really have to work at like building a community for 40k. I mean, you still do, but like there's not really the effort required, where just about any other game, like if you want there to be a community, you have to be the one that like gets out there and sets it up and keeps it running and is running the weekly things and doing all of that. So it's kind of the way of things. 3-4 hours for bold action. Dang. How do we think things are broken if it isn't released yet? I mean, it's like people will find combos, with the rules as they see them, and right. Most of it will be overblown. Some of it will be legitimate. But regardless, like GW's getting ahead of it and kind of announcing their plans on, a monthly balance pass for the first couple months, and then back to their quarterly pass. You get stopping from Houston to San Antonio. Oh yeah, I bet there's some really good barbecue around there. Yeah, I can't keep up with 40k. I can't keep up with it. Or I guess I have no desire to keep up with it. Because I know if I go and I start reading the rules and start making army lists now, or tomorrow or Thursday whenever they put out the points and stuff, like it's gonna change before I play a game or two. Or maybe I'll play a game or two and then it'll change. And to me that's more exhausting than anything. What is this early? Yeah, I mean I think GW had a good point with their announcement where that you can literally play test a game as much as you can, and as soon as it's out in the wild, people are still going to find flaws or find problems or find broken combos or whatever. Like that's just the nature of things. I don't think it's reasonable to expect GW, especially GW, to release a perfect game. But that's, I think that's with anything, right? Any video game that gets released, like, they can play test it as much as they can, but eventually, like, someone's gonna find something when it gets out to the public, because that's just how the public works, right? Yeah, exactly, JD. Yeah, it's exhausting from someone who would want to play the game. The tournament goers and the people that are trying their hardest and everything, like, they're gonna be fine with it, maybe, unless they find a good combo and then it gets patched or whatever, and then they're out of luck again. But played your first game of Heresy, lost because I couldn't generate points fast enough, couldn't blast my opponent's minis off the objective fast enough. Yeah, that's kind of the goal. And you're playing Mechanicum. Mechanicum struggle to score, like, actual victory points. But yeah, a big part of Heresy, like regular Heresy games with, like, the standard core book missions, it's very much like you have to be getting on objectives turn 1. Because if you aren't, like, your opponent will, and then you're just fighting from behind, basically. Your data sets and flaws are going to be amplified. Yeah, exactly. I can't paint this fast. I don't think I can paint that fast. As much as I'd like to just sit down and paint the whole Armageddon set in a week or something, I don't think that's doable. Wish they would change the rules I wish they wouldn't change rules every 3 months. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I mean, I think for normal people getting in the hobby, it's like a 6 month to a year thing, like collecting an army and getting your army ready and stuff. But, like, can you imagine? I'm sure we've all been here with 40k, right? Where you purchase minis and you paint them, and by the time they're painted, like, their rules are no longer good and they're not worth bringing to the table. I've done that. I remember prepping for a tournament. That was the last 40k tournament I went to a couple years ago in 10th edition. And I remember painting minis. And yeah, I finished painting the minis, and there was a rule data slate that came out, and I, like, changed, like, made them garbage. And so, like, I had to switch them out. I didn't have to, but, I wanted to do well in the tournament, so this wasn't a problem in 5th. 5th had its own issues, though. Let's not act like 5th edition was perfect, because I've played 5th edition recently. It is definitely not a standard. In my opinion, it was the most fun 40k edition, but it's not quite the standard that we should be putting our games. Because, yeah, 5th edition was not balanced at all. And it was more just, arguments or dice rolls to decide things. And oh, I love the pie plates, though. But, blast templates are great if you're not arguing over every single thing, or, like, playing some high stakes tournament. Then blast templates become an issue, because there's, like, a level of error that just happens with the blast template that you can't just FAQ away, or, like, make a rule or something. So yeah, 5th had terrible Codice creep. Yeah. Yep. I'm actually going to open a window real quick. It's nice and warm in here. All right. Printer's still running. How much time is on that print? Let's see. Okay, that's a 7.5 hour print. Gotcha. Well, 7.5 hours left. Oh man, yeah. Yeah, the Guard 5th edition codex is one of the cooler codexes, but yeah, it was pretty disgusting if you built it. You built it, right? I need more silver paint down. Any niche not having to rebuild the armor. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I come from like you know, like really competitive like Star Wars Armada. And Star Wars Armada would get it would get 1 to 2 miniature releases a year for the whole game. And they didn't do like erratas or FAQs or anything, which the game was good enough where you didn't need that. It was balanced enough, but yeah, so like there weren't like, you know, but the stuff added in the new sets could normally be used for about anything in the game, or multiple things in the game. But that was the only time you got rules changes. So there'd be like a whole year for like the meta to develop, and then when that developed, you would have time for people to figure out counters to it. And it would be like, you know, maybe for a couple months, one specific thing would be the dominant thing in the game. And then someone would come up with some idea or like some way to adjust their list or something to run or like a tactic or whatever that could beat that meta thing. People would start to run it over the next month, and then eventually the once meta thing would kind of die out because people would counter it really easy. And then it'd kind of be on to the next thing, and that would happen over the course of a year, and you would have like whole periods of, you know, this thing's really good, now it's not good, and then this thing's really good, now it's not good, and like it was all kind of subtle changes. Then there are some people that would just run the same thing no matter what, and would end up doing really well because they were so like well versed with the one fleet they ran or whatever, that they were able to stand up to any of the kind of meta changes that would happen. Always Georgia Reds. Thank you, Crastius. Thank you. The internet changed a lot. Yeah. Everything happens so fast anymore, right? Yeah, it doesn't need to. Right, yeah. Manufactured urgency? Yeah, that's a great way to put it. format. It wasn't decoded, countered, and completely polished in a weekend. Yeah, exactly, Frankie. Yeah, everything's so fast anymore. Yeah, and that kind of system where it's like the first weekend, like people have the game figured out, right? There's that combined with the quarterly, and for the time being, it's going to be monthly changes to the game, which means no one's like, we have that new edition, new army that is kind of just like a moniker with Warhammer in general, or like these kinds of games. But like, there's no way to do that. There's no way to do new edition, new army when the game changes so quick. It's like enough time for you to buy your minis, but not enough time for you to get them on the table, right? They're just buying stuff hoping that it doesn't turn to garbage, the next month or whatever. Which is an advantage for certain armies that have smaller rosters. Genestealer, Cults, Dark Eldar, Votann, those kinds of armies. If you are able to, collect one or two of each of the models, which if there's not like a ton of different models to collect, it's a lot easier. Then you're kind of just swapping out models that you own. Or, you don't have a choice. Like, if it's good or not, you have to take it. Yeah. Yeah, blue. Yeah, you just paint what's cool and just go with that. Honey Star, how are you doing? Hey, it's been a minute since I've seen you. How you been? This red. Did Zen not tell you what this red was? So this is actually the first mini I've painted with this specific red, but this red is it's a metallic red. Yeah, I'm doing well. It's a metallic red, and I put another clear red over it because the metallic red has almost like a pink quality to it. And then the clear red that I put over it has a bit of like, it's a little too like warm, like orange for me. So when I put the two together, it makes a very nice color. And I used to use all kinds of crazy like clear reds and varnishes and stuff to make it work, and I finally there was a good replacement that came out that helped me revise my color scheme here. Glad you're doing well. It's like these days it's new edition, new units. Yeah. You need to have bought in to a certain extent. The Legend half your Stormcast army. You in the process of collecting and painting because they look cool. Yeah, Culture American. Well, Legends though, you can still play Legends units. I know like people stick their nose up at you. It is doable. I remember at the beginning of 10th when they put all of the Heresy minis for the Space Marines into Legends, and everybody like panic sold all their stuff. I was seeing the craziest deals on like Facebook Marketplace and eBay and stuff for just entire armies that people had collected for 40k. And since it wasn't tournament legal in 40k, they just sold off their collections for like pennies on the dollar. Yeah, you gave and used the Beastman army. Yep. Hey, Van Zig, how you doing? I do have a Old World Beastman army to sell if anyone wants it. Actually bought it like a year or two ago and thought I was going to paint some stuff and never ended up painting anything or going anywhere with it. And so selling it a like less than half retail. They're on Square Bases. Some of the stuff is painted already. I didn't paint it, but yeah. Everyone sold off their Leviathan Dreadnoughts. Yeah. Leviathan Dreads and like the Kratos tanks and just so much that people sold off. Crazy. Yes, if anyone's interested in Old World Beastman Army, let me know. I posted it in the buy-sell trade on my Discord. Some of that. Some silver there. I'm sure there's more to get. I was looking up photos of painted Storm Eagles for Thousand Suns, and honestly, there's not a lot to go off of. I wasn't a big fan of some of the minis people were showing off, but we'll see. See what we can make work. I don't think I'm getting into any design choices today, so it's just gonna be yeah, no, there's a Storm Eagle. Yeah, this is much smaller than a Thunderhawk. Much smaller. It's about half the size of a Thunderhawk. And if I'm not mistaken, the Forge World mini for this is based off the Storm Raven gunship. Hey, what's up, Zen? How you doing? Alright, Zen, I'm gonna need your opinion here. I need your opinion on something. In just a moment. Just a moment. Yeah, funny seeing you here. Oh no. Once I rinse my brush. Okay. Alright. 1 second. Almost there. I actually have a different camera lens in today, because I hated painting vehicles with my normal camera lens, and it's all zoomed in and you'd be able to see like a wing of the Mini. I hated that, so I put on a different lens. And it's a crappier lens, but it's got a wider angle to it. You got jump scared? Dang, dude. All right. Let's see how it is. This is Zen's opinion of me. Okay. All right. So, yeah, what jumps? Just seeing my face? I told people I was gonna do a face reveal. All right. Here we go. Here we go. So, this is kind of the basic view from my camera into the game room. Yeah. Okay. Fine, dude. It's a really wide angle, but I can narrow that angle. It just it cuts off some of the top and bottom because of the way the camera is. But yeah, I think with the way I have the camera positioned and stuff, it cuts off like an inch off of either side of top and bottom of the table. So and it's not quite as fisheye, but we could also keep it like that. That's a 40K table if anyone's curious, on top there. Wait to see my stomach peering over the table edge. Yeah. We'll see, dude. We'll see. But yeah, that's the camera in the game room there. I can't wait to see. Well, chat already said they're testing to see if I'm balding when they see the back of my head. It is going to be Patreon only on Friday. Yep. Friday's Patreon. Beautiful just the way you are. Yep. But then next week we'll get streams set up. I'm trying to get some things set up, some games and stuff for the future, so we have things kind of scheduled out a bit. Yeah, to be able to watch, it's my cheapest Patreon level is $1 a month. That's it. Man, I gotta give Patreon something, right? So expensive. Whatever. Hey, don't talk about the French cafe to me, sir. All right. I'll be bringing that up. I'll go make a picture. The French place, yeah. Yep. See, we both know. You didn't even take her there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's our place, apparently. Hey, now, hey. We never did that, or said we did that. The fancy water glasses, yeah. No, this is not the Korean-owned French bakery. No. What's funny about that French cafe or whatever is they totally forgot our order. We ordered like some kind of coffee drink, and they completely forgot. We were waiting on it, and I went up and asked the guy, like, hey, where's our, we ordered Ordered some drinks, like, where are they? And he acted like I was like in the wrong. And it was like getting all huffy with me, and then he like hurried up and like made the coffees. He's like, oh, we're working on it. And then like he was like hustling to like make it and everything. Get the strawberry croissant. That sounds good, actually. So doing free Starbucks. It was free Dunkin', and no, I do not have free Dunkin' anymore. No, man, I got so sick of that place. It was it's awful. I did actually go. I went to Dunkin'. My wife and I stopped there. My wife got a gift card for like Teacher Appreciation Week or whatever, and some ube cream-filled pastries. That sounds really good, honestly. Holy, yes. It's like Mr. Sprinkles. It's not Holy. Holy the donut. Oh man. You stopped going to Dunkin' before. I normally got sugar-free coffee, so miss me with the diabetes talk here. But I don't know if that helps my case or hurts it. But no, I fortunately have not been diagnosed diabetic since going to Dunkin'. Yeah, Zen did get a picture with Mr. Sprinkles or whatever his name. Yeah. Isn't sugar-free coffee just coffee? Not if you put the sugar-free flavors in it. But yes, it is just coffee, because you're still drinking coffee. Oh, I forgot. Culture American's like a snob about his coffee. American coffee snob. He's like, if it's not Folgers, you're not drinking coffee. It's your contact photo for him. Oh man, it was so funny too, because we were in line with like 100 people or more, like all these people, and there were like families that they just had their kids skip school so they could stand in line at a Dunkin' Donuts for an hour and a half, and since he heard about Mr. Sprinkles, he's like, I'm gonna get a picture with him, and he waited that whole time, and like Mr. Sprinkles was like walking out into traffic and like trying to direct traffic and everything, and we're like, no, don't get hit by a car. But then eventually he had to like go up to Mr. Sprinkles and awkwardly ask him for a photo, him or her, I don't know, I guess Mr. Sprinkles, so him. But yeah. Just like all these kids taking pictures, and then Zen just walks up and have a picture. Yeah, no, doubling season and Innkeeper's talent, definitely. Yeah, because I knew half the words you said there. I figured this was all a troll, just how much he talks about magic with me. It just doesn't stop. Hey, Midwest, how you doing? So obesity, diabetes, or cancer is an American coffee. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Put some respect on Holy. His name is Holy Sprinkles, but he just goes by Mr. Sprinkles, right? First Magic deck, his only response was, okay, cool. Seriously? Yeah. Does he not talk to you about magic, honey? Is that like? Because yeah, my eyes will just glaze over and he'll just keep going. Doing some models new army. Oh, what army you building, Midwest? What army? Mr. Holy S. Yeah. Get the cat themed things. Holy hundreds and thousands sprinkles. That's too British. That's way too British. I don't see that being a thing. I don't know. Oh, for Heresy, sweet. What army for Heresy you building up? What'd you get? Magic test marriages and relationships, yeah. So salty with one of my decks. She didn't speak to me for the rest of the night. Yeah. Oh, Solar Auxilia, sweet. Solar Auxilia is like the man's man army in Heresy. Good choice. That was me and my wife playing Heroes of Might and Magic on stream at one time. And I destroyed her on stream really quick, and she was so mad. Oh man, you guys want to hear a soccer team update? I got a soccer team update for you guys, for my son's soccer team. Consider putting Heresy tag on your stream? Maybe, yeah. I have my tags are like, I keep my tags very general. But yeah, maybe messing with the tags or thing. For a loss or a win, as I board wipe her the third time. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Zen says that as he beats me in Magic, when I get to put 2 cards out, and then he just wins. $27 Shrooms. Yeah, Midwest, did you get some like Ogren or like the new like rapier batteries or anything? I'd love to see those in person. I'm like excited to maybe one day get those and continue building out my Solar Ox force. I'm just gonna spend all day on this silver, guys. Alright. Buddy, because he got me back in Magic after I was out of Magic for a decade. Recon Elemental deck and board wiped him 3 times. Nice. Get the Battle Force. Okay, the army box. That's a solid start. Absolutely solid start. Okay, it's my son's soccer team. Here we go. It is a U10 soccer team. The kids are between 9 and like 12 years old. Okay, so this is it's a fun little league. There's only 3 teams in the league. Quick summary: his coach is awful. Where like she just doesn't coach. They just like all their practices were just scrimmages, and then they would just like with their own team, and she'd just sit on the sidelines and like never say anything, and just like let them like self-police, and so the kids didn't learn anything. Well, his soccer team has a very like mid record at this point, and they're doing their little playoffs. Tonight is their first playoff game. Okay. Well, his team has some very good players. Okay, my son he's a great defender. He does a good job. He tries really hard, and everything, and he does a good job. There's some really good players on his team, but like nobody works together. Well, I think they started kind of figuring out, and they're doing really well. But there's one like big like hole in the team, and that's a goalie. There's a kid that plays goalie, and for some reason the coach keeps putting him as goalie for the majority of the game. He will stay as goalie. And he's scared of the ball. He will legitimately duck and cover if someone kicks the ball toward him. And like this is the age, we're past the age of like scoring goals on kids because the goalie's just not paying attention. But he's he is that kid. He's not paying attention. He doesn't know that he can pick up the ball. Like he just tries to go and kick it, and yeah, W for survival reflexes. Yeah, he's so bad. He also has a very loud mouth, which is generally used for like encouraging things. But if a goal gets scored on him, he starts like putting down teammates and like blaming them. But the goals that are scored are like insane. Like not even like it's like a kid like jogging toward him and like practically running into the goal before kicking the ball in the goal. And like, dude, just get the ball from him. Like he's just like coming straight at you, you know? Yeah. Also, yeah, hey Raja. So my wife and I are just like, we just like shake our heads every time there's a goal. We're just like, I don't know, there have maybe been like 3 or 4 goals this whole season that weren't easily stoppable by our goalie. But he will let like 3, 4, 5 goals through every single game. Well, my son was talking about it because, you know, my son doesn't think his team's very good, which, you know, he's right. He does a great job. My son's kind of a beast in it this season, and, you know, I know I'm biased as a parent, but kids will be on the field and like, you know, and they're like, why is the one defender the only one going after the ball? And like, it's my son, you know. But like, you know, he's putting in effort, he's trying, he's making a lot of progress and stuff. But he told us this weekend that the reason that goalie is the goalie every game isn't because he's like the coach's son or whatever, because he will brag and like be very vocal about how he is the best goalie on the team. It's him, which is like an obvious blatant lie or mischaracterization or whatever. What's going on, Killicam? How you doing? And it's really funny because literally any other time we've had any other goalie on the field, they like block the ball. But then this kid will just like, he's just like, well, I'm the best goalie on the team. And then he just like cowers in fear when the ball comes near him. And that's crazy. And it's every single game the coach just puts, I just think she's not paying attention. She just absolutely is not paying at all attention to the game. And it's like, oh yeah, he plays goalie, so we're going to put him in as goalie. Maybe he thinks he's supposed to let the ball in. Maybe, yeah. I do know it took him several games. Now, this is also not his first season playing soccer, because he was on my son's team last year. But this same kid, it took him 3 or 4 games into the season to realize that when the other team scores a goal, the ball goes back to the middle of the field. Like, the other team would score and he would grab the ball and like, you know, put it down next to the goal and get ready to like kick it. And then he would kick it and then like kids would just start going for it while the ref is just like blowing his whistle. I'm like, these are like 12-year-olds playing. Like, all of these kids have played soccer before, you know, like they should know like what's going. But it was multiple games they were doing that, and not just multiple games, like they had practices in between these games. And so, you know, it's really easy for the coach to be like, hey guys, when a goal is scored, give the ball to the ref, okay, cool, we got this. But yeah, insanity. It's funny though, like, yeah, the goalie's bragging that he's the best goalie we got. He's the only thing we got, so we got to keep him playing goalie. as he just runs away from the ball. Teams coach is there for an extra pay. There's no paycheck though. It's a volunteer position. There's not even a discount for your kid's registration being a coach in this league. It's just, please coach for us. And yeah, also his coach, she was telling him, like, at the start of the first practice, she played soccer in high school. And, you know, she's you know, really competitive, and, you know, and blah blah, like, you know, we're here to have fun, but let's try to win and all this stuff, and, you know, let's do all these things. And then, like, she proceeds not to coach any of the kids. And I'm just like left confused. Yeah, so that's the thing. He's got his like playoff game, and my son is not expecting to win, but he's going to try his best. That's what we do. See. Yeah, it is like a crazy team, yeah. I don't understand. Someone decides they want to after the Cleveland Brown equivalent of a youth soccer team, yeah. People know how to love Cleveland Browns too. Every year it's the same thing. Like, I think we're going to the Super Bowl this year. Is our year. And I don't know anything about football, but I know Cleveland Browns have always been terrible. No, we haven't watched any of the World Cup. Maybe I'll find some this weekend or something to watch. Okay. Getting... second coat on this silver here. Now we can maybe, so that's good for the silver at this point. And we can get some bronze down. If we need more silver later, we can come back and do. Pretty good silver coat here. Snippets. Yeah, I have no idea who's playing who or what's going on or who are the favorites. I have no idea. I've never seen a tailgate party like the Cleveland Browns. Tons of fans, few wins. People were stumbling drunk before the game. Yeah, it sounds nice. Wait, Ecuador chose Columbus as their home base? Oh, that's pretty cool, actually. Okay. We're gonna get some bronze. Okay, so bronze, we're going to do this, this, and then the caps around these kind of engines right here. Let's see what else we do. I can confidently say that paint sits on this metallic red and kind of Angron clear red I have. Sits on it really well. So that's nice. Sometimes I've used clear paint in the past and it's really hydrophobic. It's hard to get paint to stick to without beating up. Yeah, this is basically identical. It's a little more, right, just slightly more like a candy red color. But once you get like washes and varnishes and highlights and I think it'll be pretty much indistinguishable. Painting minis is just big minis is, it takes a lot of time to do. I think are simple things. Yeah, I just put on a identical. Yeah, I know. I can't speak half the time. Thank you for pointing that out. This is a nice bronze, though. I agree. And yeah, I put on a different camera lens. The other weekend, I was messing around with some of the some of the different lenses I have. I was like, you know what? This one would work good. Storm Eagle. Yeah, I plan on doing some glazing for the windshield. That's the plan. I was trying to look up how other people painted Thousand Sun Storm Eagles to try to get some inspiration for specific colors like whites and everything going on the Mini. And I didn't like any of the Storm Eagles I saw. I didn't like the colors on any of them. So I'm going to kind of wing it with the colors, but well, you guys can hear that, there are jets flying around. An air show this weekend, so Um, what was I saying? But yeah. So I'm gonna try to figure out how I can paint some colors and see if I can't do some extra fun things or experimental things with the colors. I'm jump scared. Did I cough? I don't even know if I coughed. Or I like clear my throat or something. Yeah, this is a print. Also, my son has a friend over and they might be jumping around too. So if you hear random thuds like body is hitting the roof or whatever, it's my son. Just jump scares when someone redeems bits. Yeah. That's a YouTube video. You're watching that coughed. Oh my god. You're blaming me for that. How dare. Streaming with no music and an aggressive audio gate. Wait, who does that? Need to make that video. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Well, then they get super offended when you tell them, like, hey, this would be a good idea, and they never stream again. Yeah. I wonder how much money Twitch paid all those mini painters to come over and stream on Twitch for like a month or whatever. Yeah, that's what I think too, Raja. Yeah. Yeah, there's no way all of them just decided to come over and start streaming on Twitch and then stop at the same time. Yeah, I'm just curious how much money Twitch paid him to do that. Is that really? Is that really how you found these channels? Okay, that's pretty legit then. Thank you, Twitch. Did you come in like through a raid or something? Or is that you just like started watching Twitch? Yeah, Goobertown raided a couple times, which was great. That guy, before he was streaming on Twitch, he would occasionally watch Twitch. I don't know if he still does, but he would occasionally watch Twitch channels. And I remember I got raided by a channel. I don't remember what channel it was that raided me, but they had something like 250 people that raided me. And Goobertown was like part of the raid, which was pretty crazy. It's too watered down. Go back and get... Jeez, okay. Zen, don't do that to her. Eons of Battle raided me at one point, but it wasn't that particular stream. Because that was before, that was years ago, before the like month of YouTubers came over to Twitch. Oh, so yeah, so you told Zen that I was streaming, because he seems to have forgotten. Yeah, I've been seeing the stick figure thing. Got that one. Let's get the other one. You what? Sprucrons. Yeah, the Sprucrons were great. Yeah. Yeah, it seems like the Goblin Hobbies thing is taking up all his time, right? Nice relaxing. Nice me locking into randomly watching you. Hey. That's what I'm here for, is for like a really chill stream. So if that's the vibes I'm putting out, then I'm cool with that. Yeah, this mini's a print. Yeah. Don't tell anybody, okay, guys? Yeah, it's a nice print. You want one, Cam? I accidentally printed out extra parts for this mini. Which I guess just happens when you're printing 6 or 7 plates. Cost. Are you painting over the thrust? No, there's no thruster suit on here yet. This is all just... I'm just putting base colors on. I will put, like, I will weather it and put, like, soot and everything down, so it'll happen. But I'm just assuming that in Warhammer, this bronze color is heat resistant, so they use it for some of these parts. For a second, we'll make an Air Force. Yeah, well, I got the Xiphon too, so I got a little Air Force going. You know, that's a very Thousand Suns thing. It's aerial assaults, so. Jewel coloring, word screwed picture perfect. Why? Why is it? And a mystery 3D model, that's right, yeah. The channel, I think it was like SN Battle Reports did a, they did a battle report with in Heresy 3rd that was, it was like a big aerial assault. It was pretty cool. There was a bunch of aircraft just coming in, like landing troops on, and there was like this big like sky platform terrain they made and stuff. Up those pieces completely since it got taken down. Oh no, Zen, no. Why would it only save? Did you just put it right on your printer or what? What video's coming out? They're going to release a game. I mean, there is an Aeronautica game. Well. Maybe he'll re-upload it on weekends like a lot of people do. That is the bronze there. Hey, Cody, how you doing? Sure. Sounds good. Here for the day. All right, Zen, have a good one. See you, dude. Chilling after a semester ended last Friday. Nice. Congrats. Hopefully it's all good. I think you get all the little supports and stuff ripped off, and you always find them while you're painting. Hoping some of these are hidden well enough to where it's not an issue. All right, Chipper. Have a good one. Yeah, happy you could make it. We're hanging out. So currently on the printer, I got PrintCam going. It's printing ints. And they have been mostly successful. One thing I've realized with my new printer is I have not had too many print fails. I think this morning was the first time I actually had to clean failed prints off my FEP, which is pretty crazy. I've printed quite a bit on that printer. But some of these ints, the pre-supports aren't working out too well, so go back and mess with them myself. Yeah, it's all good. But it's, I mean, you know, I'm printing tree people, so twigs and branches and leaves and everything, so they're very complex, which is like a lot of pieces to support and stuff. It's not like printing something like this that's just big squares. But yeah, there's that. I gotta keep the specific ints maybe separated. I don't know. Do you have, Cam? Do you have like a slicer program on your PC or anything? I don't know if you ever messed around with like CheetuBox or anything like that. You don't? Okay. Because I know these minis don't come with instructions, and I can probably just take the time and open up the digital files when they're all printed and just separate them all out. Make sure they're all in proper bags and stuff, because they're different pieces and they don't always fit. Definitely not compatible. Some of them are pretty obvious, but some of them not so much. Okay. Raster things here. Trying with getting a bamboo. Oh, nice. What do you want to print with it? Some of this bronze will need a second coat. Five Sisters cosplay. You're thinking of some big tanks. Yeah. I think the key with printing miniatures, like even like tanks and stuff, you really have to watch your supports with the filament printers. But I think the idea, the probably the optimal way is to print the big stuff with an FDM and then little stuff with a resin printer. Because yeah, there are just certain things that you just won't show up on an FDM printer. Oh, I'll print little Pokemon knickknacks for the kids and stuff, yeah. Things we want on this mini. It's 117. Dang. Am you gonna be at the air show this weekend? My family is currently watching through, it's our second watch through, but we're watching through Ahsoka, first season, that show. We just finished Star Wars Rebels. My son finished it for the first time. I've seen it ending a couple times at this point, but we started watching Ahsoka and are treating it as like just a sequel series to Rebels, and it's perfect because it picks up exactly where Rebels leaves off, which is really cool. We were thinking, while the show is great and I think it holds up well, and it's definitely, I don't know, I think the Disney TV shows have gotten a negative rap when it definitely isn't deserved. It's a conversation for another time, but yeah, we were thinking that Ahsoka probably, based on just, you know, where all the characters and stuff, it's just an animated series they put in a live action so they could have, you know, so they could use Ahsoka basically. Naboo Labs. My daughter wants to make toys and little accessories for him. Yeah, and you can print terrain on there. Yeah. I will tell you from experience of Zen printing tons of terrain for me that it definitely works really good printing terrain. Everything's better as an animated series. Maybe, yeah. But like, Mandalorian works as live action. And it's, it's a great show and everything. I really liked The Acolyte, and people freaked out at that show, but I also think that there's a thing with the internet, and you guys are free to disagree with me, but I'm pretty sure I'm right here, where anyone who complains about something, their voice is amplified, the negativity, because companies make money on that, because that gets more clicks, and then what we see is nothing but negativity about certain things. And then what we see is an entire culture in the internet and social media built up around just being negative immediately about things to try to get like internet clout for yourself. And so everything that comes out, everything is immediately it's just all negative. Everything's terrible because it's terrible or whatever. And that's just what happens. Yeah, Things that start as live action is great, but the move from animated to live action, yeah, I agree. That's difficult to do. And yeah, I think they tried to be faithful to the animation, and then it just makes the live action not look as good, right? Yeah, like seeing the world between worlds, and like having Anakin, and like growing up Ahsoka, and growing up like Ezra and Sabine, all that stuff, like all those characters they're all animation characters, right? Yeah, moving them to live action, I think they went too hard into making them look like their cartoon character, their animated character, and they just look strange as live action. Character, just tall order for a person. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think they knew that, and they knew that they were moving to live action and all of that when they put out like Clone Wars season 7, when they did like the Siege of Mandalore and Ahsoka fighting Maul and all that stuff, and what they did for the fight when those two fight in that throne room, they actually motion capped live action characters, like live action or actual people. They did motion cap, and like that fight is still crazy, but it's nowhere. It's so different than every other like fight in the Clone Wars, with how they move and like the speed at which they move and everything. And I wonder if that was them trying to like work on a transition from animated to live action. You've not seen the like season 7 of the Clone Wars? Dang. It is incredible. It's good stuff. Okay. More bronze. Am I doing more bronze here? There's some here. I just watched that last week with my son. You want to watch that? Just the last 4 episodes of the Clone Wars. It's all happening concurrently with episode 3, which is really good, and they clue you into it, like things that are going on. Okay, do we need more bronze? I don't think there's more bronze I'm going to put on this mini. Psycho subscription. Okay, you've been away from Disney. That's fair. That's fair. Ahsoka before Acolyte. I don't know which one came out. I think Ahsoka came out before the Acolyte did. But the Acolyte is really good. I thought the Acolyte was great. And yeah, I know it got hated on a lot for just like goofy things, but that has one of the most like brutal lightsaber fights I think that happens in Star Wars is in the Acolyte, which is something that I've heard about. It's like High Republic era stuff, which is a lot of books and everything. There's like 30 different novels in that kind of era, and everybody always says they're like really brutal, like they kill off characters really quick, and like a lot of crazy things that happen. Okay, what do we do next on this mini? I think if we're going to work on a glaze, I think I'll just paint this windshield black real quick, but we're not going to do a lot of black on this mini overall. It's going to be whites and reds, and then some gold accents, and then our bronze that we have there. But black is a good color to do here, just because it's small, I don't have to worry about metal stuff in my. Let's really thin it down. People drag Kenobi in the Book of Boba Fett too. Yeah. Boba Fett. I really didn't like Book of Boba Fett. But like Kenobi was okay. I think there's a lot more high points in Kenobi than Book of Boba Fett. I think, honestly, one of the worst things about the Book of Boba Fett, I know there's like goofy things like the weird Scooty Puff Jr. chase scene and stuff like that, but the worst thing about that is it's just like Mandalorian season 2.5, where they took like 2 full episodes dedicated to the Mandalorian out of like a 6-episode series. And like it's cool that, you know, like Mando helps Mando, but like that shouldn't have happened. Yeah, the Tusken stuff was great. Yeah, I thought the Tusken Raider things were awesome. Yeah, the world building in that show is good. Yeah, and it's funny because it's them having the Mandalorian, all the Mandalorian stuff in that is confusing to people. Like, I know Star Wars at this point is like, if you didn't watch X, you won't get Y. Like, that's just kind of how it is with these big cinematic universe things. But even my son didn't understand that when he was doing a watch through of the Mandalorian. It wasn't his first one, but he was doing the watch through of the Mandalorian, and he didn't understand what happened between season 2 and 3. He's like, wait, where's the episode where he gets the new ship, and like, why is Grogu with him? Like, Grogu just left him and now he's back with him. and like it doesn't make any sense. I was right there with him. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, let's set you to the side. I have just this to work on. Bronze. This is one of the magnetized weapons here. This is actually the nose weapon. It's a multi-melta. A twin multi-melta? Season? I watched the last two Bad Batch. Yeah, Bad Batch ended after 2 seasons, so that show's done. And Mando has 3 seasons and a movie. The movie was good. I liked the movie. It's not a very like big story. Like it's not like a Star Wars episode 10 or whatever, so don't go into it thinking that there's gonna be some giant like galaxy changing thing, which there possibly is. The ending is possibly galaxy changing, but yeah, it's just a relatively small story for a movie. Season 3 for Mandalorian wasn't my favorite. Bad Batch was good. Second season of Bad Batch was good. There's the Maul Shadow Lord show that came out not too long ago. We really enjoyed that one. It was nice. It didn't quite have like a lot of the animated shows end up with like filler episodes and stuff, and this one didn't seem to have filler to it, so. Yeah, Maul was good. The other to make sense. I mean, I think if you're gonna watch particular ones, like going in chronological order would make a lot of sense. Like if you haven't watched Ahsoka, like Rebels would be a good watch, but also like finishing the Clone Wars. At least those last 4 episodes of the Clone Wars. You guys can't hear that lawnmower, can you? I hope not. It's really annoying. But yeah, those last few episodes of the Clone Wars, like the last story arc, which is like the last 4 episodes, probably the most necessary ones, and might stand alone pretty well. Yeah, The Acolyte was really good. I really liked Skeleton Crew's another good show that came out in the past couple years. That was really good. It was very like Goonies, which was great. It was like a kid's adventure, but like not. It wasn't quite like a kid's show. It was good though. Like good Goonies vibes. What else is a good one? There's a couple others. Yeah, I mean, if you're a fan of Rogue One, Andor is probably the best show on TV last year or whenever it came out. Was that last year when Andor season 2 came out? Yeah, I think that was. About as good as TV got. I think I have the Silver and Bronze finished. Oh, Andor season 2 is so good. Yeah. 12 episodes. It does like 3-episode story arcs, so they're each like a movie, but just fantastic. Great lawnmower here. So, okay, I think what I need to do, I need to figure out where I'm going to paint white on here. And I sort of want to avoid just painting in these little filled in spots, because it ends up looking patchy and like weird if I do that. But that might be my option, is some of these different spots. I don't know. I need to like play around with some colors here and see what works. But it might just be mostly red anyway. And if we have it mostly red and a little bit of white, that's okay. Maybe the door, paint the doors white, the side doors. I do know that all the weapon casings are going to be white. I'm not going to do white on the missile launchers. I might do white up front on here. But yeah, this is more of like aesthetic choices at this point. All the things I've painted so far are like the necessary things. Sorry about the lawnmower. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but... And I have the landing gear down this many. I do have to get a base for it, even though I can always just borrow my Xiphon's base for this mini because it's the same base. But I put the landing gear down so I can set it down and it works as a landed aircraft. And most of its function is transporting units onto the battlefield. So if it's able to do that, then obviously like landing to drop the troops off are the appropriate thing to do. Yeah, I think I need to figure out where I'm going to put some of these colors. We'll figure out kind of a missile head color. I have lots of missiles here. I'll show you guys. Set you over there. I have, these are the center weapons. Yeah, I think these are the 3 center weapons. So I have, there's a twin heavy bolter, and they're all magnetized. It's a multi-melta, twin multi-melta, and then this is a missile rack. I can't remember what kind of missile, but these are missiles it can have in the front of it. This will need to be painted red around the frame, I think. I think that's what I'll do. And then for its wings, under its wings down here, you can either have twin las cannons or more missiles. I think it's like Hellstrike missiles, maybe. So I have those magnetized. So I have, 7 little weapons magnetized. These top missiles here, you don't choose. They come on it automatically, so you can't remove them or anything. I wish you could. I think it'd look more sleek without the big missiles on top, but it's cool. I can just load this thing down with 100 different missiles and shoot a bunch of stuff. But that's what it is. There is a variant of this aircraft called a Fire Raptor. And a Fire Raptor, instead of, I want to say this door area, this front area, is replaced, and they put an Avenger bolt cannon in there. And the Avenger bolt cannon is like the Warhound bolter, basically. So like a little twin bolter that you see. So it has like a Warhound bolter on it. And then instead of side doors here, it has sponsons with weapons, either like twin autocannons or there's some other things in there. And then I don't think it has the top missiles, but then it has more missiles underneath the wings. So it's just a gunship. The Fire Raptor is just a straight up gunship, which is super cool. Good for like strafing runs and stuff. But This is good. I like the aerial transport version. It works well for my Thousand Suns, and I'm excited to try it out. But I do think this lawn mowing, I don't think it's being picked up on the mic. If you guys can hear it, I'm sorry. But I do think I'm going to call stream there. Tomorrow, we're going to be back. We're going to continue painting this guy. All right? And we'll be, figuring out some more colors. I don't know if I'll work on it tonight at all, but I'm going to figure out some places where to put my other colors here. And, and we'll finish our base colors and maybe do a wash. I think I might be able to get to all of that tomorrow. But thanks for coming to hang out, guys. Like I said, stream is Patreon only this Friday. Those are test streams, so it's our like little kind of stress test, see if OBS works and the microphone's calibrated and the camera in focus, and we do a lot of that stuff. But we're gonna be playing a game and hanging out and having some fun, hopefully. So absolutely come hang out if you're a member of the Patreon. It's $1 a month if you want to join in for a month or something, and come say hi. But then next week we should be starting regular streams, Twitch and YouTube, so they'll be there for you guys. But Valkyrie, Fox64, Frankie Fingers, Crucial Blue, My Draw, you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.